All right. So, how are you feeling? I know how you're feeling. You're scared. I get it. It's terrible time. Everything is in the red. Look, Bitcoin is down 11% in the last 7 days. Ethereum is down 14%. It's crazy. Fear and greed index is at 18, which means extreme fear. Yesterday it was at 15. I get it. You're scared. But in this video, my job here is to rationalize. I'm not going to give you any hope and tell you we're still going to the moon by the dip, by the dip. I'm not going to say that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a rational perspective about what's going on in the market and what you should be doing. Before we begin, guys, if you're someone who's having trouble succeeding with crypto and you're always losing money and you feel like you don't have time to go over everything that's going on, I highly recommend you guys subscribe to the channel and like the video, because on this channel I tell you guys about all the news that's going on and I give you another perspective towards the market. Also, if you want to take it a step further, join the Discord. It's completely free. It's in the link in the description. And if you want to support the channel, there's a link to my Patreon as well. And now let's jump into the market. So overall, the market is looking bad. Overall, everything is in the red. If you take a look, even Polkadot, Dogecoin, even Dogecoin is in the red. Well, we're used to that. But anyway, Polygon, everything is in the red, all except for one coin, and that is Chainlink. And you want to know why that happened? I'll tell you why. Because on Monday, if you guys have been watching this channel, I made a video right there about Chainlink, and I said Chainlink to the moon. So I think I influenced the market in that way, and everyone started buying because of me. But that's not the point of the video. I'm joking, by the way, guys. So Chainlink is doing really well, actually, surprisingly. But overall, let's talk about the market. So Chainlink is doing well. It's one of the anomalies that are actually doing well. If I click on the 7-day right here, or the 24-hour, it's among the few. We have Dash, Secret, Quant, Chainlink, Zcash, Huobi, and Binance USD is, well, it's a stable coin. So that's the only reason why it's up. Other than that, everything else is in the red. There's plenty of reasons why the market is dumping. One of them being probably the main one is Fed officials discussed raising rates sooner and faster, which affects the whole market overall. But I'm not here to speculate and talk about that stuff. I'm just analyzing what we have. So number one point of this video is, if you feel like you are losing a lot of money, then you are 100% overexposed and you have invested too much. Now, I'm not saying sell right now and take out money out of the market. Every time the market crashes, we see a rebound, right? And if I were you guys, if I was someone who is losing sleep over this dip and I feel like I'm losing a lot of money and I've invested too much, what I would do is I would wait for a pump, because right now chances are we're gonna pump after this. Who knows, maybe we can dip even further. However, eventually we're gonna visit back these levels around 51k or so. So what I would do is, once we see Bitcoin climbing back up, because obviously when Bitcoin drops, everything else drops and vice versa, even though it has been changing recently. But what I would do is I would wait for a pump and then I would take some money off the table. I wouldn't sell into peak fear. When we have fear and greed index of 18, this is time to buy, guys. I always say that. When there's blood in the streets, when there's fear in the market, it's time to buy. You sell when we have peak greed in the market, when this is towards the green. This is when you should be selling. This is something I tell myself as well, but as always, greed kicks in, but I'm working on that. But let's analyze Bitcoin and talk about it, because most of the time, the way Bitcoin moves, everything else follows. And we're not going to see a huge altcoin season if Bitcoin doesn't start pumping and overall we see confidence in the market. So overall, Bitcoin is as bad as it looks. I'm not going to tell you all this BS about when in doubt, zoom out. This is just hopium in my opinion. However, in this case, if you really zoom out, last time we were at these levels was in September of 2021, which is 3 months ago. So technically, I know it sounds bad that we shed off the 3 months gains in a matter of a few weeks, but it's not the end of the world, because for every upside, there's a downside. Every time Bitcoin pumps, we're going to see a pullback. Now, in this case, there's a catalyst that increased the rate of decline, and that would be what we said about the Fed. And overall, we have a lot of leverage in the market. People are taking excessive risk. People are being very euphoric and taking out loans and all that, and they're being liquidated and losing everything, which is just making this drop even worse than it actually is. Another thing is Ethereum. Guys, Ethereum was on the run up. I mean, look at the chart. I'm going to look at the weekly. Ethereum has been on an uptrend since March of 2020. So if we see a pullback, that's normal. I'm not, again, no hopium here. It's just normal to see a pullback like that. It's been up, it's been outpacing everything in the market, especially Chainlink, for example. Look at that chart. Ethereum has been destroying Chainlink. Like if you held Chainlink like I did since up here, you're down in your position a lot. Which brings me on to my next point, and that is what you should buy during these times. So in this case, we have, remember when I said, if you take a look at my previous video, I said Chainlink is looking strong, and overall we've been up about 35% since, which is great, by the way. If you took that call, I'm glad you did. Congrats on that. But the reason why I said that is because the link to ETH chart was looking terrible before, and I considered selling down there. But I waited, it got supported, and then it looked strong. We saw a higher low, and we pumped tremendously. Take a look. Since the bottom, we were up 85% against Ethereum, which is amazing. But this teaches a lesson, which is where to enter these coins. For example, right here, when you see Link making support and making a higher low, you could have entered here and you'd be up 50% against ETH. A higher low is just, you see that's a low and then that's a higher low for you newbies who don't know what that means. And by the way, guys, if you have any questions about these simple things, you can just click the link in the description for my Discord, and then you can ask me any questions. I just chat with everyone over there, and it's a good time. So overall, what you should do is take a look at ETH, for example, and take a look at the support levels. For example, right here, I don't see any support below this. So there's a support between, I would say, 2600, 2700, and 3K. So all this level right here is a support area. So I would only be worried if we drop below this. But then again, I wouldn't, because I'm not overexposed. And guys, the way you should not be overexposed is by taking profits along the way. And I'm not just saying it to you guys, I'm telling it to myself, because I'm a victim of that, and I rarely take profits because I get super excited and greedy, and I say, okay, we're going to the moon, I'm not going to take any profits. But fact of the matter is, you should, because when you take profits and you have capital on the side, you can capitalize on dips like these. But in my situation, I have zero capital to invest right now, and I'm just feeling FOMO that I'm not investing when it's dipping like that. Because typically I just buy the first dip that I see. Ethereum drops from 4K to 3.8K. I'm like, all in. But you shouldn't do that. And again, guys, I'm telling you guys, and I'm saying it to myself as well. Because when you have capital, it's when you can take advantage of opportunities. So for example, if on Chainlink you took profits, or if I'm talking to myself, if I took profits up there, right now I could have an amazing entry point, or I would have had an amazing entry point in the middle of the year, around July. But I didn't, because I thought Chainlink was going to $200, Chainlink to $200, and I'm like, because every YouTuber out there was screaming Chainlink to $200, and you fall into the euphoria. But what you should do is, for example, let's take a look at another chart. I just don't want to talk about Chainlink, and that's it. Let's take a look at, let's say, Cardano, right? And let's say you bought Cardano from before, and if you didn't sell, you just shed off most of your gains. But if you sell, right, let's say you bought since 20 cents, hopefully you did, and it pumped all the way up to here, and you sold some, let's say 15%, and then it kept on pumping and you sold another 15%, and then it kept pumping and you sold half. Then even though it dipped that much, you can re-enter or buy back in here, which is amazing, and which is something that I'm really working on, and you guys should too. Always take profits. Now, after this dip that we're seeing right now with the market overall, for example, with Bitcoin, we're going to see a recovery. And what you should do is, as I said, if you feel like you've overinvested, or you're scared, or you're panicking, then it's not time to exit right now. You should wait for a rebound and then exit. And then with whatever money you have left invested, let's say we revisit back to all-time highs, then you should take some profits up there. And then we climb up further towards 100K or 75K, take some profits, and so on and so forth. Then, because even if we go to 100K or 200K, which we will, after we get up there, we're going to see a pullback. And pull back further, maybe even to these levels, or even below. Who knows? Because with crypto, we learned that we can expect anything and everything. You're not going to catch the top, guys. Keep that in mind. This is never going to happen. But the only way you make money in this market is if you take profits. And guys, I know many people are going to call you paper hands and you suck if you sell. But guys, we're just here to make money. We all are. So at the end of the day, taking profits is nothing you should be ashamed of. In fact, it's the opposite. You should be proud of being less greedy than the others and taking profits. I'm not saying sell everything when Bitcoin reaches 50K. Just take some profits, guys. Put some money, keep it on the side to reinvest. You don't have to take it and spend it on Starbucks or Lambos or whatever. If you do that, great. But you can just keep it on the side so you can reinvest, because that's the only way you can make more money. And as I said, guys, all this is me talking to myself. Basically, I can just record this video and just play it to myself, because it's important that we all do that, including me. So that's it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some rational thinking and an exit strategy if you feel like you really want to sell right now. But I'm telling you, again, this is not financial advice, but I wouldn't sell in situations like these. I would only sell when there's greed in the market. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.